There's so much stuff to be done on the internet now. I feel like we're still just at the beginning of it. You know, there's all kinds of interesting, different ways to work with other people.
Large numbers of people organized can accomplish large amounts of work.
Would like to be surprised by what the guys discover, actually.
They created the Wikipedia project as a way for people to add content that maybe one day would get into Nupedia, but it pretty much overtook any plans that Nupedia ever had, and Nupedia died. So Wikipedia just blew into this huge project.
I don't even have an Encyclopedia Britannica. I just go look online at Wikipedia. Wikipedia is really interesting because it's a collaboration between a whole bunch of people.
We facilitate the platform for a lot of collaborative projects. The most well-known, obviously, is Wikipedia. And basically what that is the largest encyclopedia mass accumulation of knowledge in the world. And what we want to do is, allow that to prosper, have more people contribute, and let that whole knowledge pool expand and get to everybody and everyone around the world. It's our whole free knowledge mission. Part of it wasn't intended. I think a lot of the great things that happen in this world just seem to happen. And, Jimmy Wales, who's the founder of Wikipedia, he started a different project originally, which was called Nupedia. And, he hired some experts, to try to build out an encyclopedia set of knowledge on the internet, but that ended up going very slowly. So as an experiment, he started using wikis, which is a collaborative software tool, and allowed anybody to participate and add to that, on the side, and that actually just took off. It kind of, had a life of its own, and everyone started contributing word of mouth, and that expanded so quickly that it's just so hard to, pick out individuals and say, hey, do this for me, and that's kind of a top-down approach, where Wikipedia just evolved as a flat, platform that everyone, decided to contribute to, and then, it evolved into what it is today.
The fact that there were thousands of people all looking at these articles and all editing them itself made the collaborative effort itself kind of an expert. And so the having actual academic experts wasn't really necessary.
Really what this is about is volunteers. It's participation. I mean, what you're doing is you just have a platform and you provide the opportunity for everyone to be involved with that.
I've never been paid by Wikipedia. I'm a volunteer like all of the other people who work on Wikipedia. And most of them are willing to do that because their work, the product that they produce, is available to everyone. They are not giving their effort to a company that's going to keep it for themselves or to not give it to the world and not do what they want to do with it. So they're willing to do that. And I was too. I was working for an ordinary profit-making company, writing software at the time, and I did this basically in my spare time.
I think a lot of companies are discovering this, especially on the web, is that you can't control your information. You can't have everyone just be driven to your site and try to control that because everybody wants access to everything. So, the more that these platforms are open and everybody can start doing a little bit of, different things, because even like a 100,000 person company, right? That's still a limited resource when you're talking about 1 billion people that can contribute and develop all kinds of new things. So that kind of changes the game all the way around.
The theory why, when it comes to management, people are trusted for their desire to work and to produce, as opposed to the need for middle managers or cockroaches, as David said, hitting them with a whip to make sure they're producing and working.
Information is so easily copied now and easily spread. I think it's just so difficult to contain it, and it's not in the best interest of the world to contain it. So I think, companies should be involved and try to, learn from this revolution and get on board. You know, it's either you get on board or you get left behind. It's just the whole argument that, for example, I think Dr. Grove from Intel said is that technology happens. You know, you either get on the train or you get left behind. You know, and I think in terms of like the way businesses look at that and how they have to change their models, I mean, you know, whether you have a boss here or you have to work together with your boss, because people can basically work wherever they want. They have to understand that.
Computers, I've loved them since I've been able to afford to have my own, right back in the beginning of the modern home computer era, the 1980s. And I've owned a large number of different kinds of computer, and I've expressed publicly loyalty to this kind or that kind. But recently my mind has turned, as many people's have, to this whole business of free software. And there's a lot of confusion about what this means, and I'd like to help clear it up, because this happens to be a year of celebration, and I want to help us all celebrate it and look forward to the future of free software.
I personally first started getting involved in the free software movement around 1988, and even then, people were starting to see, you know, look, there's this really important, powerful piece of information that people are going to use called computer software, and if we don't make it open and free and available to everyone, then only a few people are going to control it, and they're going to make it hard for people to do the things they want to do with what they own.